Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Partner Playbook. My name is Tonya Gentry. I'm the Chief Sales Officer at Big Red Media MSP Success, and I have the honor of talking today with Mark Ralls, President of Auvik. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Tonya, how are you? Thank you so much for having me on the series. I've been a big fan of the Partner Playbook, and I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Auvik was actually one of the first clients when I came over from the MSP side with Robin. You guys were one of the first clients I got to talk to as a channel vendor and as a sponsor of ours. So we've had a long relationship since 2018, and I just really appreciate you taking time. So
sure.
Yeah, let's get started. So for those who are listening, who may be unfamiliar with Auvik, can you give us a little background on it and give us a little update about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Auvik's been around for a long time, for over 10 years, and we've been, from the very start, we've been an MSP first company. It's really been the target market that we, cut our teeth in, where we originally saw all of our growth. We have just very broad, very deep MSP partnerships. I've only been in the business now for under a year, and it just astounds me as I get on the phone with our clients, just how we've grown and how they've grown, together in partnership. And what our mission is at Auvik is really to enable what we think of as frictionless IT. So our MSP partners are supporting clients that may be in an office environment. They may be a remote environment. It may be a hybrid environment. And what we seek to do is provide solutions that allow them to simplify network management and SaaS management, so they can spend more time, having strategic conversations with their clients, whatever their, strategy is, their officing strategy is, and less time, worrying about, being reactive to, is the network up, is the network down, and those types of questions. And so that's really where Auvik is and what our focus is.
Thank you for that. So let's talk about your partner program. What are some key benefits and features of it?
Yeah. So like I said, we were MSP first. I mean, that's really what the founders of the company set out to do, is they saw a market opportunity where MSPs were being underserved. And so when you think about some of just the core architectures that work best for MSP customers, that being multi-tenant right out of the gate, understanding the transparency required within billing, to really facilitate how an MSP then supports their own customers, those are things that were just built in Auvik from the very beginning. And so that means that we really take pride in our ability to be extremely easy to work with, and the fact that we're successful when our MSP partners are successful. And so that's where all of our focus is. And as you think about, again, this idea of how do we support MSPs in being less reactive and more proactive? We have things like highly customizable alerts. We have tight integrations with popular PSAs and RMM tools, because again, we want to offer just a very seamless experience in support of the MSP and how they run their business.
Great. So I'm going to ask you a little bit about the, what changes are coming down the pike for Auvik in a little bit. But as far as your partner program goes, I started this year asking if there's anything enhanced for this year, but we are almost at the end of this year. I
know.
So is there any enhancements that you can see in the near future, whether the end of 2024 or the beginning of 2025?
Yeah, so we're always, trying to drive improvements, and things are always happening. One thing that recently came up is that we launched a new partnership with Pax8, and we're now present on the Pax8 marketplace. That's as of a couple months ago, even since I joined. And so, again, it's another way that our MSP customers can buy Auvik, and it's all part of this, again, trying to be very, very easy to do business with. And so wherever they want to buy and however they want to buy, we seek to be there. So Pax8 is an important step for us. In addition, we have a deep partnership with ConnectWise. But I would say that the biggest area of pure innovation, and this really kind of harkens back to the early days of Auvik, where the founders, again, saw this opportunity that there wasn't a specific network monitoring and management solution out there that worked really well for MSPs. In the same area, we see the same opportunity now in SaaS management, and thinking about how MSPs can build out SaaS management practices to better support their customers, across a number of needs, a number of areas. And so we've launched a SaaS management product. That product continues to grow and innovate. We have exciting new product features and developments coming in the early part of next year. And again, it's it's unique, somewhat unique in the market in that it was built for MSPs first. Because again, that's where our sweet spot is. That's where we love to play and we love to partner. And so we think once again we're helping MSPs skate to where the puck is going. In that SaaS management is going to be a growing part of their business and the questions they get from their customers, and we want to make sure they have great answers.
Wonderful. So what are you looking for in an MSP partner? Tell us a little bit about what that looks like for you guys too.
Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward in that we really like to partner with MSPs that are interested and focused on growing their business, and those MSPs that really want to think about what are the additional services that they can offer. How do they elevate from being a service provider to their customers to more being a strategic partner and a thought partner to their customers? And we think we have great offerings that position them to be successful in that. One of the other areas that we're increasingly focused on, and I think our partners are as well, is those partners that are a bit security oriented and are helping their customers think through the security angle. And again, this is where we've invested quite a bit in our SaaS management product. There are a lot of SaaS management tools out there that are essentially spend management tools, and that's great, and that's important. But there is such an important security angle around SaaS management that what we found is our MSP partners that have a security practice or that are growing into a security practice are finding just fantastic use cases and value propositions with our SaaS management tool alongside their expertise, where they're able to really grow out that security side of their business, with our SaaS management tool as one of the components of that. So that's, MSPs that are more interested and looking for growth within the security angle. That's a great partnership for us right now.
So if I'm a new MSP to Auvik, or maybe I'm a current partner, but I haven't been utilizing everything, what are some things that I should be doing to be successful with you? Like, what are some of the pieces that you say, if you really want to, see the most success out of it, here's the few things that I would, recommend that you do?
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing is we have revamped our onboarding process. So if you are a new MSP to Auvik, from the minute, you make the decision and kind of sign on the dotted line to partner with Auvik, we are, very proactive and leaning forward to reach out, to run an onboarding process and to help you get up the curve, as quickly as you can, and understanding how to deploy Auvik, how to monetize Auvik. So that's one of the first things. And so if you're an existing MSP and you feel like you're not, you don't understand all of the offerings, would definitely encourage you to reach back out to us, because we can help go through that onboarding again, whether that's the kind of e-learning path that we offer, for onboarding, or whether it's an in-person onboarding or training, or, in person the way we're in person, but again, in onboarding, we have those offerings. And so that's a couple of things. The other thing that we're doing is we do quite a few, live demos, customer demos. And we do that for our, network monitoring product. We also do that within SaaS management. And, we have found that's a great way, for our existing customers who want to either, level up their skills and their knowledge, or, perhaps you've been with us for a long time on the network side and you want to understand the SaaS side. It's obviously a no obligation way to learn about that product. And so we have a tremendous amount of content. Some of it's, recorded, much of it is live. It's all ongoing. There are things that are happening every single month. And so encourage you to reach out to us, reach out to your customer success manager, or just success@auvik.com. And again, we can get partners to the right place.
Great. So I know, and I bring this up every time, feedback. What are you guys hearing? What's some of the feedback that you're getting from your MSP partners about just the landscape and what's happening here?
Yeah. I think that I think if you were to talk to folks 6 months ago, I think there was a lot more anxiety about the economy 6 months ago than what we're seeing today. And, maybe it's just that, stock indexes are all-time highs, it seems like every single day. Whatever the case is, it seems like that economic anxiety is way down. And I think that's really encouraging. So I think MSPs are hearing that from their customers. We're hearing that from MSPs. I think all of that is promising. Another theme that we hear quite a bit about is mergers and acquisitions within the MSP space. So
there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of that. More and more private equity involvement. Yeah. And quite frankly, we love that, because we, ideally that means a great exit for the MSP that was acquired, right? So that's a great way for them to monetize all of the sweat equity they've put into their business. but also, with those larger kind of groups of MSPs, they're often seeking to put a playbook in place and to do common things. And that's where Auvik plays really, really well. And we're able to partner really effectively with those organizations that are trying to do a repeatable motion, because after all, that's what we try to do with our customer base in general. And then the other burgeoning trend that we hear, quite honestly, I was talking to an MSP the other day where he said, Mark, what I really need is I need a solution for shadow IT. And we're starting to hear that more. And again, it's not that he's hearing it from his customers.
Right.
Right. And that's the trend that we knew would happen. And we're excited about that because we've built the product in Auvik SaaS management, that helps MSPs, tackle that shadow IT challenge, whether it's from a spend reduction perspective or cost control, or whether it's from a security and visibility perspective. SaaS, our SaaS management product does both of those things really, really well, which isn't, necessarily what you see from every offering on the market.
Very interesting. Okay, last question. Ask everybody. 2025. What can we look forward to? Anything else you can share about your roadmap and what we would, can be looking forward to seeing from Auvik?
Yeah, I think what we are looking for is just increasing automation. And so while I believe we've done a fantastic job to date, again, of how an MSP is able to shift from being reactive to the customer calling, hey, the network's down. Now with great alerting, you already know that, you're already working on it. But then how do you take the next step and start to automate some of those things, some of those responses? And that's some of the things we can do on the networking side, but also even more on the SaaS management side, thinking about how do we automate onboarding? How do we automate offboarding? How do we automate some of those alerts? One example that is really eye-opening for people is virtually every organization has shared passwords. Some tool that's in use by some team, you've got 10 people that are using one login, right?
Right.
What's amazing about our SaaS management tool, and that's something that I haven't seen anywhere else, is that we're able to identify those shared logins. Like our tool is able to identify. You're not reliant on the organization to tell you those exist. So if one of the people who uses that shared login leaves the organization, we can trigger an alert and say, hey, you need to go ahead and change that login. Right? Because now you've got someone who's outside the organization who still has access to this shared tool. And those things are really, really hard for companies to keep track of and to remediate. And they're huge security risks. One could argue that the famous SolarWinds breach at its core was a shared password, for an online repo. And so these are things where we're providing visibility and then again an automated response to how you deal with that. And we think that's a differentiator that'll allow our MSPs to go out to their companies and say, hey, this is a new offering we have. This is the kind of situation that we can help you prevent. And again, when you think about the cost of remediating a breach, relative to the cost of this MSP service to offer, SaaS monitoring, we think there's fantastic ROI for companies. We think there are great margins to be had for MSPs, and we think our software can help enable it. So we're really excited about that.
And just have more security, right? I mean, that's for all of that.
At the end of the day, let's make it much, much harder for the bad guys, because we know they are always furiously innovating, and so we're furiously innovating on our side.
Well, thank you so much, Mark, for joining me. And thank you, Auvik, for being such a great partner of ours. We really enjoy working with you guys. And for all the MSPs that are listening to this Partner Playbook clip, I appreciate it. And we'll be back with more soon. But again, thank you, Mark, and the Auvik team for getting this set up with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.